ounces tincture of benzoin, 1 ounce of tolu, and half a drachma oil of rosemary.
Sure it gets rid of freckles?
Oh, it's highly recommended in Hilda's Home Companion.
Well, all right then. Be quick, though. Oh, it's cold. They're disappearing.
Oh, give them a chance.
Oh, you're too soft. Rub it on harder. Harder.
Oh, fusspot.
Oh, pardon me for the intrusion, lady. It's not what me wants. It's Mr. Hudson requires your presence in the servants' hall.
But now?
Yeah, this very instant.
Get him out of here.
Yes, this
Twice in the Fraggles, then again out of the your most lovely feature.
Let me come in. Privacy.
Come on, hurry up, Bob. We don't want to order. Don't want to keep Mr. Hudson waiting. Because Mr. Hudson likes us to sit at table, that's why.
Oh, come on now, quickly, Alice, quickly. Good, are we all assembled? Ah, Mrs. Bridges. Thank you, Mr. Hudson. Well now, the Master and her ladyship are motoring up to Scotland for the grouse shooting, and I'm travelling up by train this afternoon with the luggage and Miss Roberts. So I simply want to remind you all of your duties and responsibilities in my absence.
I don't think I need any reminding, Mr. Hudson.
Indeed you don't, Mrs. Bridges, and it was presumptuous of me to ask you to this gathering, but one never knows what wee detail might arise where your long experience might prove invaluable. Now then, you will all be attending a diminished household in the persons of Miss Elizabeth and Mr. James, but that will be no excuse for slackness or neglect. You will remain alert to their needs at all times, do you understand? Remembering the maxim that a house is always on show, even when partially depleted.
Oh, we'll keep everything nice and tidy, Mr. Hudson. You don't have to worry about that.
I have no doubt you will, Alice. I have every faith in you. However, if any problems should occur, then Rose will take care of them. I appoint her my gilly, as it were. Problems that concern the kitchen will naturally fall into Mrs. Bridges' province. Should any catastrophe present itself, Doris, I can, of course, be reached by telegraph at Perth, P-E-R-T-H. Well, I think that's everything. Now, have you got any questions?
Yes, what's a gilly?
Take the luggage out to the cab, Edward, and load up the guns.
Load the guns, Mr. Hudson.
Into the cab, boy. And mind how you handle them. Oh, careful now. Where's my hat and my... Oh, thank you, Rose.
Goodbye, Mr. Hudson. Have a good journey. Take care now.
I certainly will, Mrs. Bridges. You can be sure of that. Goodbye.
If we let Penny Martindale and her group have Hoxton...
Yes, it's in a dreadful state, Hoxton.
Then Angie Wilkinson can take Stepney and we can keep Whitechapel.
With dearly Mrs. Pinkerton, I do think she's a brick.
What's all this about, eh?
Hello. You met my dear brother James?
Yes, at the Morrisons, but he probably wouldn't remember.
Oh, I do. Oh, indeed. I never forget a face. Are you staying for dinner?
No, we've got work to do.
Oh, I've interrupted.
No, not really. We were just going out.
Oh, have a drink before you go, Miss,
No, thank you. I don't very often imbibe.
Elizabeth?
Not for me, thank you.
What are you doing with that map?
Wouldn't interest you.
No, right.
Well, we're dividing the East End up into areas for the Young Women's Christian Fellowship.
Oh, but that's fascinating. And, what do you intend to do in these areas?
We dish out soup in drafty church halls. Would you like to come and help?
Oh, good Lord, no, that's going too far.
I thought so.
Well, it's really awfully worthwhile. People are starving.
Oh, I know they are, Harriet.
Henrietta.
What?
Her name is Henrietta.
Oh, I'm sorry. I meant no criticism of the young women's whatever it is. It's splendid. Keeps you all out of those tedious ballrooms. It satisfies the current craze for young women everywhere to be something other than frivolous and decorative. And, of course, it acts as a marvellous moral purgative. But that's all it achieves, and it's foolish to pretend otherwise. The poor will always be with us.
That doesn't stop us wanting to help them.
Oh, don't waste your breath, Henrietta. He delights in provocation.
Merely state the truth.
I take it then that you believe poverty is a judgment of God, attributable to lack of thrift and temperance.
I can't see how the idea got about.
If you just came with us and saw the conditions, houses without proper sanitary accommodation, children in rags, gutters choked with refuse.
Look, I've seen slums.
You? Seen slums? You've never been near a slum in your life.
I beg to differ.
You and your friends. You're experts at turning your heads, like so many others.
Oh, now she slanders my friends. When it comes to deserving cases of charity, I don't think you'll find us wanting.
Your choice of words, brother dear, is somewhat ironic. You mean that if a beggar pesters you, you simply toss him a miserable coin to salve your conscience? Of course you do. You should never give a beggar money. If you really feel sorry for them, stop and talk. Help them get jobs, but never give them money and walk away.
Is that what you preach, the young women?
Oh, it's not preaching.
Has it ever occurred to you that they might not want your interference? They might just find it a trifle patronising. A lot of middle-class misses from the West End of London poking their noses into problems that don't concern them, adding insult to injury.
At least we fill their bellies.
And take their pride.
We give them hope.
They despise you.
Oh, come and see before you judge us. Come along, Henrietta. We mustn't be late for Mrs. Pinkerton.
Yes. Excuse me, sir. Mrs. Bridges wants to know what time you'd like dinner.
What, Rose?
Dinner, sir.
Oh. Yes. You tell Mrs. Bridges I shall be dining out tonight, Rose?
Dining out, so it's game fine. You ordered it specially.
Dining out, Rose. In Whitechapel. They told me the soup was excellent.
It's not wanted. Throw it away.
Look, just go back. Dear. It's very bad. It's very bad for the foot, too.
Give a shilling to an old soldier, sir. Veteran of Ladysmith. I can see you're an officer and a gentleman, sir. Can't spare us a shilling, sir.
God bless you. Here, I haven't had a crumb to eat since
We'll
yesterday.
let you in as soon as we're ready.
Oh, all right then.
Hello, Henrietta. Hello, Elizabeth. Come and do some stirring. We've had more trouble with the dratted range. The thing's barely alive.
This is my brother James, Mrs. Pinkerton.
Hello. Nice to have you aboard.
He's come to observe us.
Nonsense. Nobody comes to observe. They come to lend a hand. Isn't that right, Mr. Bellamy? You could fill up this bucket for a start. You don't mind, do you? Through the back there. Save the stove going out. Better take your cloak off, though. It's dirty work. What's it taste like?
Delicious.
Better than yesterday. I dropped some carrots in. Come on, Elizabeth. Help me heave this onto the table. Right. Now, I think we're ready. Good. Henrietta, open the door and let in the hungry hordes.
Yes, Mrs. Pinkerton.
All right, everybody, one at a time, please. Form a queue. Hello, how are you, dear? Nice to see you again. Nice to see you with us. Will you move up and Elizabeth will serve you? Keep great at queue going, that's right.
She's ill. Here, she's got a shocking cough.
It's all right, everybody, stand back.
There shouldn't be a lad in here.
She lost her soup. Can you take this to her?
Are you sure you're all right? Really, there's nothing the matter with me. I'm all right, really.
Thank you, sir.
Allow me.
Oh, thank you, Mr. Bellamy. You are proving an asset.
Do you know that girl?
What girl?
Oh, come on, the one you just gave soup to.
Seems vaguely familiar.
Well, she certainly knows you. That's what she's saying to me. It was a shock of seeing her.
Nonsense.
It isn't. I'm going to talk.
No, wait. I remember now. She used to work for us a long time ago.
Oh, I don't remember.
Must have been away.
What was her name?
Oh, really, does it matter? I think it was Sarah.
You think?
It was Sarah, yes.
Well, why did she leave us?
I don't know. Why do servants ever leave? They steal things or they're unsuitable.
Sarah?
You remembered, didn't you?
Oh, my brother? Yes.
Who's your brother, Mr. James?
Yes, I'm Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, you was in Germany when I was there. Rose used to talk to me about you. Is she still with you, Rose?
Oh, yes, Rose is still with us.
Rose used to be my special friend. We used to sleep in the same room together. And Mr. Hudson, and Mrs. Bridges, and Emily, and Alfred.
Alfred left, but Mr. Hudson and Mrs. Bridges...
It's always a strange one, Alfred was.
It must be 3 years.
Yes. Time flies.
And what are you doing here, Sarah? Have you no job?
Oh, yes. I'm not here for the reasons you think. I was just looking for a friend.
A friend?
Yes. She's an actress. And I'm a bit worried about her, you see. She was appearing in this show, The Merry Widow, with Lily Elsie, and she took up with this gentleman, a lord of the realm. And, well, he's gone away to Australia, called away on business, he was. He didn't know about the baby, otherwise he'd have seen her all right. Well, she's lost his address, and she's had to leave the company. Somebody said she'd been seen down here.
What was her name?
Her name was Mercy Proudfoot. That was her acting name.
Well, I'll ask Mrs. Pinkerton. She knows most of the people who come down here. Wait a moment.
Hello, Sarah.
Mr. James, sir. I never expected to see you down here.
Sorry to see you here.
No, I was just explaining to your sister I'm waiting for a friend.
Mercy Proudfoot.
I've never heard anyone of that name. Of course, we do get actresses, poor creatures, but I don't recall a Mercy. What was it?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Thank you. I've asked Mrs. Pinkerton, and I'm afraid your friend hasn't been here.
Oh, well, I must have been mistakenly informed. I'll have to look elsewhere. Might meet again someday.
Goodbye, Sarah.
Goodbye, Miss Elizabeth. Please give my regards to Rose. She taught me everything I know.
Just a moment, Sarah.
Show you a card trick, Doris.
Can't be working.
Come on, just a quick one.
Mrs. Bridges.
She's fast asleep. Can't you hear her snoring? Come on. Right.
A time for everything and everything in time, Edward. Doris has work to do.
Sorry, Mrs. B. I thought you were asleep.
A good cook never sleeps. There, now, there's work for you to do. Get on with you now. Doris, you can leave all that now and get back into the kitchen. They'll be wanting their sandwiches after all that charity.
Yes, Mrs. Bridges. In here, Sarah. Come on.
Ah, Mrs. Bridges. Look who I brought.
Mrs. Bridges? Oh, don't you remember me? It's Sarah.
Sarah?
Yeah, a long time, eh?
Bless my soul! Little Sarah! But what have they done to you? So thin and that cough?
We met by chance at the church mission. Sarah was looking for a friend of
Oh,
hers.
you didn't ought to go looking for people in that place, not by yourself, lovey.
I go, Mrs. Bridges.
Well, if you'll excuse me, miss, it's different for a lady.
I can look after myself, Mrs. Bridges. I always could.
Don't look so to me, you monkey. Come in here by the fire. The chill in the evenings now, and you in that flimsy frock. Doris, brew up some cocoa. Quickly, girl.
Where's Rosie, Mrs. Bridges? I'm dying to see her.
Oh, she's gone to the bioscope with Alice.
Who's Alice?
She's under house parlour maid, what you used to be. She's a good girl, clean and punctual.
Mrs. Bridges, I've been thinking. Sarah should return to us. The fact is, her last place was with a doctor, but he's been sent abroad to Australia, and Sarah didn't want to go all that way. Did you, Sarah?
Pardon, miss? Oh, no, miss.
So she's temporarily without a position. Can we find her something to do and to feed her up?
You are kind, Miss Elizabeth.
I don't know, miss. I can't give her a kitchen job. I mean, Doris has her faults, but she's improving under my instructions. I couldn't throw her out.
Then let's have 2 kitchen maids.
There's hardly enough work, miss. Particular this time of year with half the household away.
Well, I'll take responsibility for that.
She's not trained.
I'm trained for upstairs.
You could train her.
House parlour maid Rose trained me.
Suppose we could make her scullery maid.
Scullery maid?
That's settled, then.
I can't scrub floors, me hands. I've got sensitive hands.
It's only for a short while, Sarah, until we find you something more suitable. Good night, everybody.
Good night, Miss Elizabeth. You'll have to work, you know. No slacking. And none of your fibs like last time.
Where's she going to sleep?
Sleep?
There's no room with me.
She'll have to have Emily's room.
Oh, well, remember Emily? What happened to her? hanged herself from that very beam. Why? Love, they say. Phew. You want this window open? What, Emily in love? They say he was a footman from another house and he let her down. Of course, I wouldn't know, not being here. Night. Night. Poor little soul. What now?
She's in there now?
Yeah. I told you about Emily. Rather her than me.
All right, Doris, you can go to bed now.
I don't think it's right employing someone without consulting you. After all, Mr. Hudson put you in charge. And anyway, we don't need a scullery maid. Rosie! It's me, I'm back. Only temporary though, I met Miss Elizabeth. What's the matter, Rose?
Hello, Sarah.
Aren't you coming? You promised to do my freckles. Rose!
Haste without hurry, Sarah. Save worry, fuss, and flurry.
With knobs on.
What?
Nothing.
No amount of training's ever going to turn you into a scullery maid.
You're right there. If I'm anything, I'm a house parlour maid, as Rose well knows. These delicate hands weren't made for scrubbing. They once repaired a Jacobean tapestry for Lady Marjorie, and she remarked on them herself. This is going to be the ruin of me.
If you've got any complaints, my girl, you can either get up and leave, or put them to Mr. Hudson when he gets back next week.
I will, I'm telling you.
In the meantime, keep scrubbing. And take care you get into them corners. Leave nothing dirty. Clean and clear as you go.
It's your fault. Oh, I guess the case will say no more.
Rose says, when you finish scrubbing, will you take these towels and boil them in the pot? There's also some frocks to be washed. That's not my job. Why can't they go to the laundresses? You can't send linens, cottons and muslins to the laundress. She'll into the fabric. Don't you know that? Oh, you go and that. Nothing. You might remember my position, Sarah. I do remember it. It used to be mine 3 years ago when you were still bedwetting. What are you smirking about?
Oh, James, look, I've been summoned to the Highlands. It really is too bad.
Oh, I don't know, it should be quite pleasant this time of year.
But I'm making a speech on Saturday. A local businessman appealing for money. I suppose Henrietta will have to speak instead of me.
Oh, that's hardly going to advance your cause.
I can't think why you persist in your hostility towards Henrietta, or the movement. You saw last night we have a job to do.
No, it's not the job, it's the sanctimonious way you go about it.
Oh, I'm sorry if it appears that way to you. Will you take this round to Miss Henrietta Winchell? As quickly as possible, please.
Yes, miss.
Oh, Edward,
Yes, miss?
how's the new girl, Sarah, settling in?
Oh, well, miss.
Yes.
She seems to have made quite a spirited start, you might say.
Good, splendid. Thank you. You see, I told you we were right to have her. She's my protégée.
Who is it?
It's me, Sarah.
What do you want?
I want to talk to you. Is Alice here?
You know she ain't, or you wouldn't have come here. Well, come in.
I don't understand you, Rose.
Don't you?
No. I thought you'd be pleased to see me. I mean, we used to be such good friends. Just think of the times we had, eh? The talks in this very room.
But you went away, didn't you?
I had to, you know why.
Thought you was too good for this place.
That wasn't the reason, and you know it.
Can't expect you to come back and pick up just as if nothing had happened. Times change.
What does that mean? I'm asking no favours. I'm doing that stinking job downstairs and taking all the insults from that Alice person. All I want is just to be able to talk to you, that's all. Be friends again.
Friends.
Well, we were, weren't we? Oh, Rose, I've thought about you lots while we were away. Once I was passing, I nearly come in and seen you.
Why didn't you?
I was with someone.
A man?
Don't say it like that, Rose. Oh, Rosie, I've got so much to tell you. I kept up with the master and Lady Marjorie. We read about him in the papers.
Fancy.
Rose!
Well, you could have written. Oh, I forgot. You can't read or write.
I can. A bit.
Anyway, how's it been since you walked out of here that day? Did you get all the excitement you were looking for? Or was it more down on your luck in Whitechapel?
Did she tell you, Miss Elizabeth?
No, she stuck up you, don't worry. Said she was looking for an actress friend. Of course, I knew it was all lies, because I know you too well.
It wasn't all bad. Some of it was quite good.
Oh, yeah?
Yes. I joined a fair to start with, Rose. I was with them nearly 2 years. We went all over the country, stopping in different places and performing. Once we nearly went to Ireland, only a storm stopped the boat sailing.
What'd you do in this fair?
I was assistant to a clairvoyant. It's true. Madame Sophie. She could do all sorts of things. She had a parrot called George, who she said was her husband in a previous existence. She could tell the future, though, and she predicted all kinds of things that come true, including the fair running out of money and having to close down. There, I made you smile. That's a start.
Your story?
No, honest to God, Rose, I was with a fair. We met all kinds of interesting people.
Including men?
Yeah, of course, including men. What do you think? And I fell in love with some of them. One especially.
What did he do?
You laugh if I tell you.
Won't.
No, you will, honest. He was an escapologist. You know, they tie him up and they put him in a trunk and a tank full of water and he gets out alive.
As far as I'm concerned, you made a complete fool of yourself.
Not at all.
Yes, you did. You're lucky I'm the only one who noticed.
Noticed what?
The truth. The real reason you went down there. To expose and humiliate Sarah in front of the other servants. To shame her into leaving. Because you once had an affair with her.
That's rubbish. Rubbish.
Oh, come on. Admit it. You'll feel much better.
All right. Admit that once, a long time ago, something almost happened between us. It's finished now. It's nothing.
For her?
Go.
I doubt it. For either of you. Why shouldn't you love her?
Don't be absurd.
Why not? It's nothing to be ashamed of, not these days.
Would you throw yourself at Edward?
No, not Edward, but someone like him if I loved him.
Your rank, sir.
Yes. This cipher's been empty for days. I'll get it filled with.
Very good, sir. I would like to apologize to both for my untimely arrival downstairs a short while ago. I understand I broke into a scientific experiment.
Something of the kind, yes, Ensign.
Will it happen now? Should do. Pity about Arthur Huggins, but the spirits don't come through if there's unfriendly people present. Your mum will come all right to Emily. All you have to do is sit here and will her to.
Edward!
Mr. Stosson?
Take this up to the morning room at once. Yes, Mr. Now, Rose, it would appear that there has been something approaching pandemonium in this house while I've been away.
No, Mr. Hudson, not really.
Oh, don't be too hard on her, Miss Hudson. It was Miss Elizabeth brought Sarah back. And certainly the girl has remarkable gifts.
Yes, well, we'll come to Sarah's gifts in a minute. But first, Rose, I want a full account of everything that has happened here. And you won't see your bed tonight, my girl, until we are through.
Yes, Mr. Hudson.
Alice? Alice? Are you there, Alice? It's Emily. Can you hear me? Be patient now. I'm looking for your mother. I'm after looking for her in the celestial halls. Be patient now. I'm off fetching her.
You beast! You hateful beast! You great you! What are you two up to? Stop it at once! Sarah! It was her! She started to check me! You and your voices! She never broke back in, and it was her all the time! Said she could get my mother!
Oh, Alice.
No, don't you touch me!
upstairs, Emily's voice. It's called ventriloquism. Blowing out your voice. Madam Sophie taught it to me at the fair. It's still a gift.
Well, what do you do it for? What's the point?
There's no harm in it. Made Mrs. Bridges happy. Could have made Alice happy too if she hadn't found out, stupid cow.
Course I might have guessed, knowing you. What are you going to tell the others?
I don't know. Lucky Mr. Hudson coming in, wasn't it? Oh, where's she got to go off to this time of night?
Alice, she's got a friend in Pimlico.
Pimlico? I've got an actor friend lives in Pimlico. Name of Bertram.
Fancy.
Oh, Rose, you're not really cross with me, are you? I mean, you're glad to have me back, aren't you?
I don't know what to think, I'm sure.
I couldn't stay next door. Not with Emily floating about. It was too spooky.
Well, you may not have to stay here much longer at all. Mr. Hudson wants to see you first thing in the morning.
Oh, does he? Well, he didn't need a new house parlour maid now, hasn't he?
Oh! You've got a nerve.